equation of continuity is used for the conservation of some physical quantity just like mass and energy. In this lecture we will also conserve some quantum quantities just like wave function, but here we are using probability density, conservation of probability density. So equation of continuity in quantum mechanics describe the conservation of probability density. So the equations for the wave functions with the probability density is given by. So this is the density which is equal to psi steric and psi, and suppose this equation is equation 1. Okay, and the Schrodinger wave equation, we can write the Schrodinger wave equation which is iota h cut partial over partial t and psi which is equal to minus h cut square divided by 2m del square psi plus v psi, and this equation let equation 2. Now we multiply equation 2 by psi star, multiply equation 2 by psi star on both sides. Okay, when we multiply by psi star it will be iota h cut psi steric which is partial psi over partial t is equal to minus h cut square divided by 2m psi steric del square psi plus psi steric and v psi, and suppose this equation is equation 3. Okay, and now we take the complex conjugate of equation 2. This is equation 2. We will take its complex conjugate. When we take the complex conjugate of iota is minus iota h cut partial psi steric. Partial psi steric mean complex conjugate partial t which is equal to minus h cut square divided by 2m and del square psi steric plus v psi steric, and suppose this equation is the equation number 4. Okay, so we can also write the complex conjugate of v star, but there is no need to write v star because v steric is equal to v, because it is a real number and a real positive. So we will write just v over here, it's okay. So suppose that this equation is equation 4. Now we multiply this equation by psi, or we can write the next equation multiply by psi of above equation on both sides. When we multiply by psi, it will be minus iota h cut, okay, psi partial psi steric divided by partial t is equal to minus h cut square minus h cut square divided by 2m psi del square psi steric plus psi v psi steric. Now this equation is equation 4. Okay. Now equation 3 and equation 4. We will now subtract equation 4 from equation 3. Subtract equation 4 from equation 3. Equation 4 from 3. Equation 3. When we subtract equation 4 from equation 3, what we will get, okay, after subtracting 3 from 4, check it that 3 and 4, this equation is 3 and this is 4. When we subtract, it will be plus. Okay, so we get just like iota h cut is common in these two equations. After subtracting, it will be plus, and since this is in minus, it will also be plus, and this is in minus. So iota h cut in both equations, iota h cut is common. Iota h cut is common, and we get psi star psi steric partial psi divided by partial t, and here it is psi plus psi partial psi steric divided by partial t. Okay, and h cut square divided by 2m is also common. Okay, h cut square, or we can take minus common, minus is equal to minus h cut square divided by 2m is common in these two terms, this term, and in this term. Minus h cut square divided by 2m is common, so we get, after taking common, it is psi steric del square psi, okay, minus, because we are taking minus common, minus psi minus psi del square psi steric. Okay, and since it is positive and this is negative, so these two terms will be cancelled. Okay, because v is any real positive, so it will be psi and psi steric. Okay, psi steric and psi we can also write here, check it that psi steric and psi, and it is psi steric, both are equals, because these are psi and psi steric is also probability density, and psi steric psi is also probability density. Now from the above equation, I am writing this iota h cut on the other side. Psi steric, partial psi partial t plus psi partial psi steric partial t is equal to minus h cut, because h cut and square will be cancelled and iota will be shift to iota m or 2m iota into psi steric del square psi minus psi del square psi steric. Okay, now we add and subtract on right side. Add and subtract. Del psi and del psi steric on right side, on right hand side. Okay, so it will be psi steric partial psi divided by partial t plus psi partial psi steric divided by partial t is equal to minus h cut divided by 2 iota m into psi steric del square psi minus psi del square psi steric plus del psi steric minus del psi and del psi steric. Okay, which is equal to minus h cut divided by 2 iota m into psi steric del square psi, this term and this positive term, these two terms we will write first. Okay, del psi and del psi steric. Okay, now we take minus common in these two terms, minus psi del square psi steric plus del psi and del psi steric. Okay, now minus h cut divided by 2 iota m. So these two terms is the del of, these two term is the del of psi steric del psi. Okay, minus, and these two terms is the del of del dot psi del psi steric. Okay, now we can write how minus is equal to minus del dot minus del dot h cut divided by 2 iota m 2 iota m into, it is psi steric del psi minus psi del psi steric. Okay, it is m. Now equation of continuity. Okay, if I take the derivative of equation 1 with respect to time t, then it will be partial rho divided by partial t is equal to psi steric will be as it is, partial psi divided by partial t plus psi as it is, partial psi steric divided by partial t. So we can put this value. Also I can write, to make it more clear, I am taking the derivative over here. Okay, partial rho over partial t psi steric partial psi over partial t plus psi steric as it is, partial psi divided by partial t. So since this is the left hand side and this is the right hand side, so we can replace this value by partial rho over partial t. Okay, now so this can be written as partial rho divided by partial t, which is equal to left hand side, and right hand side is equal to what? Del dot, and this is j minus del dot j. So because this value is equal to j, where j is equal to h cut divided by 2m iota into psi steric del psi minus psi del psi steric. Okay, so it can be written as partial rho divided by partial t plus del dot j is equal to 0. So this is the equation of continuity. We have derived the equation of continuity. Here j is also called probability Courant density. This value of j is called probability Courant density, and this is the equation of continuity that we have derived.